Stephen Covey said, "Leadership is a choice, not a position." While there is no universal formula for effective leadership, one thing is absolutely certain. Being a good leader means making the decision to put others before yourself. It means recognizing that real success can only be achieved if every member feels valued enough to want to contribute. Because anyone can fill a leadership role, but it takes more than that to be a true leader. My freshman year of high school, I was elected to be the president of my class. I was absolutely thrilled to have the opportunity to make a difference over the next 4 years. Me and 3 other people met with our advisor every week to talk about our plans and what we wanted to do for fundraisers. I had no idea how to be a class president or a good leader, so I relied on my advisor to teach me these skills. She was very knowledgeable about the policies of student council and what we were expected to do, so I trusted her to be a good leader. I never questioned her methods or her suggestions during our meetings. I thought that as a teacher and a trained advisor, she would have to know what was best for our group. Our first year as a council was definitely the worst one. We only had one successful fundraiser, and we had to remove one of the members who wouldn't follow the rules. I felt like I wasn't accomplishing anything important, and I wasn't inspiring the other members of my team like I thought I would. As the leader of my class, I wanted to motivate the other members of the council to be committed to our events and get excited about helping our class. I wanted my passion for being a leader and a volunteer to show through me and pass on to others. I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere with my classmates either. I gave announcements about our events all the time and encouraged people to get involved, but they never did. I was frustrated and disheartened. This was a big deal to me, and I felt like I was messing it up. It took me a long time to realize that the issue wasn't me, it was our advisor. In the haze of taking on a big leadership role and adjusting to my new responsibilities, I never stopped to think about who was leading me. Her leadership flaws were subtle, but they had a huge impact on our council. She was very invested in our meetings, and she only supported ideas that she came up with. She didn't make an effort to form relationships with any of the council members, and she determined when we needed to do things and how we were going to do them. She wasn't loud about it, she didn't make demands or order us around, but she had a way of talking us out of all of our ideas and didn't ever encourage us to work together or work around the policies. She wasn't a true leader, and she was putting her reputation and convenience before the good of the council and our class. She taught me bad leadership skills that translated into my relationships with my council members and my classmates. The whole council was miserable because we weren't being heard and we weren't interested in the events we were running. That in turn translated to our classmates and their attitudes towards our council events. While no one was inherently doing anything wrong, the lack of good leadership skills left everyone underneath feeling unmotivated and unhappy about the situation. It took that advisor transferring to a different school for me to realize what had been setting us back. After that advisor left, a different teacher took her place, and she made it clear that she wanted to do exactly what her job title entailed: advise. She wanted the council members to come up with our own plans and make the final decisions for everything, knowing that she would be there when we had questions or needed help. This was a huge change for our council, and it was the push that we needed. We were actually able to come up with ideas that we were all excited about, and we started to bond and form relationships with one another in our weekly meetings. We made more of an effort to reach out to classmates and ask for their input so we could have the most successful events. We were able to convince our classmates to start participating and get excited about the occasions we were funding, like senior prom or graduation. Having an advisor that showed us how to be good leaders completely changed our organization. I was finally excited about my position as the president because I knew that my advisor would give me the support I needed to succeed. And in turn, I could take that support and be a good leader for the rest of my class, as they were relying on me to provide us with the best possible high school experience. She showed me that having a title doesn't make you a good leader, and no amount of good intentions is going to make up for actually doing the work to make a connection with your followers. Leadership is a choice. Our first advisor was the head of our organization, but she was not a leader. She may have had the title, but she never made the decision to lead for her followers rather than herself. She focused on her own convenience and led us in the direction that would benefit her the most. She was not a bad person, but she didn't understand that her decisions were having a huge impact on the success of our council. Her good intentions didn't make up for her bad judgment or the consequences of her decisions. While bad leaders are not always bad people, they do ultimately hurt the group that is relying on them. And when our second advisor stepped in, everything changed. She made the choice to lead through serving our council and doing what was right for us. She gave us support and advice, and she never made us feel ignored. She let us make mistakes and helped us make corrections. She made all of our successes feel like a mutual effort, and she encouraged us to get excited about what we were doing. The entire organization benefited from this attitude change, and we were able to become more interactive, more dedicated, and more effective. It's impossible to label one style of leadership as the most successful, because every situation is different. In my situation, we needed someone who would step back and let us do a lot of the work, but that's not what every group needs. My philosophy is that the foundation of every good leader is the decision they make to put the success and well-being of their followers before their own. Style will adapt depending on the group and the situation, but there will never be a true connection or respect with the followers if the leader does not do everything through that sense of genuine servitude. When a leader can establish an effective approach and stay focused on the good of the followers, the group will be the most successful. Everyone wants to feel appreciated, and showing a caring attitude will motivate the followers to return those feelings, leading to a group that is built on trust and a desire to help the other members of the group reach the best possible outcome. When leadership is treated as a title, the group accepts any type of positive outcome as a success, but a leader who treats their calling as a choice will elevate their followers to want the best possible outcome they can get. Thank you for your time.